We're on the island of mainland Orkney, which is located off the northern coast of Scotland. And we're actually standing at a UNESCO World Heritage Site known as the Rings of Brodnar. And this is really a fascinating site. It is a Neolithic site that was built or estimated to be built around 2000 to 2500 BC. It is both a henge, which is evidenced by the earth mound and the trench surrounding it, but it is also a stone circle. And in addition to this being just a beautiful place and a beautiful moment to observe history, our eyes also caught this amazing plant that's growing all around the stone circles, and this is heather. And so what is the scientific name of this plant, Suzanne?
So this is Calluna vulgaris, and it's the only species in the genus of Calluna, and it's in the Ericaceae family.
So the Ericaceae family is the same family where we find blueberries and cranberries and bilberries. Yeah.
And there's some blueberries growing around here too. Blueberries, heather. There's two types of heather growing here. There's also an erica species as well, for bell heather, and there's crowberries as well. And these are all species that like acidic soil, so they're ericaceous species.
Yeah.
In the Ericaceae family.
Ericaceae family. And so these also don't grow into big bushy plants, right? They're
No.
very low to the ground, and as you just learned, are kind of comfortable to lay in, as long as you watch out for snakes that might be
Sure.
inside.
So they really, if you lie back on them, they really take your weight. They form quite dense thickets with all their little tiny stalks, but they also have flexibility and give. So it's not a surprise that people did used to use this to make mattresses.
Interesting.
And it was also used for thatching.
And for cordage, as we saw in the museum.
Yeah.
So they
So
also take these very thin
It's
stems.
actually quite flexible, so you can really weave it without
See.
it snapping.
Yeah, kind of twist these into a cordage. And also in thatching.
Yeah.
And
But also, I mean, you can use, no one's really using it for thatching anymore, or mattresses, or for making cordage, but we are still using it for heather honey. So when it's really in full bloom, it's just past peak bloom now. The smell is very sweet. There's loads and loads of pollen on here, so the bees really want to come, and they make quite a thick, delicious, really floral honey, which I think is used as a flavoring in Drambuie, which is a flavored whiskey. And also it's just a very tasty honey. But you can also use the flowering top, so the top bit where there's some green leaves and some flowers to make tea. It's a caffeine-free alternative to Camellia sinensis. It's quite delicious and tasty, and also it's quite high in polyphenols.
it's great. And so this is not a cultivated plant. This just grows in the wild throughout, and has probably been in use since the time these stones were set up by local people, because as you can see, there aren't many trees here, so a lot of these very shrubby, short plants would have been used.
There aren't
Yeah.
trees here because it's so windy up here and the storm's quite fierce. So you'll get a few hawthorns and things like that, but the number of plant species that grow up here is a bit limited. So you've got limited biodiversity. So you're going to make use of all the ones that you can find growing in abundance. And heather really grows vigorously and happily in this kind of climate.
It also, we know that we also saw a lot of these in the peat bogs, right? And so
in the peat bogs, you'll see them not in thick carpets like this. In the peat bogs, you'll find this in little sort of almost like a mosaic,
like a patches.
mixed in with other plants, and it'll be on the slightly raised tussocks because it doesn't like to have its feet too wet. Whereas cross-leaved heath, which is another member of the Ericaceae family, that will grow in the damper areas. And then the peat bogs also we had bog myrtle. So in the peat bogs, you're getting more of a mosaic, whereas on the patches of heather, the moorland, you're getting these sort of really thick layers of it.
Thick layers, thick blankets of it, all around these beautiful stones.